Hi guys. I thought I might make a YouTube video about this, probably leave it unlisted, but I'm gonna tweet this video because making a video on my phone, Twitter only allows like 2 minutes and 20 seconds per video to post, and I don't want to make a thread of videos and it'd be confusing. So I thought I might just make one YouTube video about my thoughts on this. I wanted to speak a little bit about the speedrun drama that has happened yesterday. Um, as most of you know, there was a very big Twitter thread on the initial tweet made, which was somebody posting a lot of pictures of R White Goose and his friends talking about saying really, really, really awful things. And it was then brought on to GDQ, and then GDQ made the final decision of banning said people to GDQs. And one of these people actually had a run at AGDQ 2019 and they were banned. Now, kudos to GDQ, they made the right decision. Every sane person would believe that they made the right decision. Now, there's a few things I want to address that I can't help but to just express my opinion on. First things first is that initially GDQ made a tweet saying that they weren't going to take action, that they had differing opinions and they weren't going to take action. It might have been a mistake on GDQ's part, but I think GDQ might have been a little bit scared to take action because, I mean, let's face it, getting banned from GDQ in general, it's a big decision. GDQ is the biggest establishment in speedrunning, and getting banned from that, there has to be a very good reason, right? And after further evidence, they realized, or further investigation, they realized there was enough evidence to show, okay, these people need to be banned. And they made the right decision. They did. Now, when GDQ made the initial tweet of them saying that they weren't going to take action, there were a lot of tweets of people jumping down GDQ's throat really, really badly. Now, to some extent, I can understand why people react that way, but seeing tweets where people were calling GDQ these awful names, calling an organization like Games Done Quick probably the most open, most welcoming organization I've ever been part of, calling them names like homophobic, transphobic, fascist, and whatever. It took me by surprise. It breaks my heart to see people saying these things about GDQ, putting them under the bus like this, and potentially destroying them as an organization. I don't think people know these kind of accusations they're making. Look at that. That's a GDQ badge. I always have a GDQ badge on my wall. GDQ has changed my life. It changed many people's lives. It opened the world of speedrunning to me it opened so many opportunities for me. And to see people saying these things about GDQ, it just shows that they don't actually trust GDQ. And if they had some sort of patience and trust, they would wait and a few hours later, GDQ made the right decision, as I knew they would. But the point I'm trying to make, I guess, is that people really need to be careful. People need to be very, very careful. People need to stop calling these names, and people just need to have patience. People need to be very careful on what they say. And it's a little bit scary that, people are so scared to say anything and give their opinion on anything because they're afraid that they're just going to be called names and they're going to be potentially just put in the spotlight, and it could destroy their careers. It could destroy everything they've done. And it's very, very scary. People need to be very careful. It makes me very sad to see this. Now, with that said, there's no doubt that these things that Goose and his friends said, they were awful things. And any sane person will agree with that. Now, back to the initial tweet made by this person. Now, it's important to know that this person who made the initial tweet is also banned from GDQ. I think there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. I think it's a lot deeper. But apart from that, the initial tweet made was a post that Goose posted a video of a Jordan Peterson video, and he was talking about whatever, and Goose's point of view on that video and what was said. Now, it's important to note that this is another good example, right? So Jordan Peterson Me personally, I have watched probably 90% of Jordan Peterson's videos online. I have seen easily over 100 Jordan Peterson videos. And I look at Jordan Peterson because of his motivational speeches. I look at his at his videos on topics in life that have personally helped me a lot. I've learned a lot when it comes to motivation, mindset, and just having a proper schedule and understanding what the simple things and how to interpret them and to have a more meaningful life. Um, but then Jordan Peterson has had about 2 or 3 videos where there was a lot of controversy. He was talking about the C-16 bill and how he didn't agree with making it law in this country to compel speech. And that has a lot of sense in it, but obviously it depends what you're talking about. Now, he clearly states that he would call anybody by whatever they want to be called, right? So it's about the C-16 bill, for those who don't know what it's about, making it law to call transgender people by their pronouns. Now, any sane person, again, would agree to call anybody by what they want to be called. Of course, I agree with that. And he clearly states that. But the point I'm trying to make is that people see this one fault or one thing they don't agree with, and then they jump to conclusions and call this person transphobic, Nazi, this and that, whatever. And it's a very, very, very scary thing, because if they were just to watch 90% or of Jordan's videos, apart from that those 1 or 2 videos, they would see that the other side of him and everything else that he has to talk about. And that's what I look at his videos for. I don't care about that political part, because yeah, I don't agree with that side. I don't agree with what Jordan's views on that. But everything else that he talks about makes a lot of sense to me in terms of self-improvement and just learning about life in general. But I think, calling these people's names and jumping to conclusions just because of one thing that you don't agree with, it's just very, very, very scary. It's a very, very dangerous thing to do. And that's the point I'm trying to make. So back to the GDQ thing. Jumping down GDQ's throat and calling them all these names, and it's very, very scary, and I think it's very unfair. People need to have patience. And if they did, they would have seen that they made the right decision at the end. And I just want people to be more careful. I just want people to be more open and understand every point of view. And if somebody doesn't agree with you on something, it is not the end of the world. And people should not be afraid to express their opinions. And yeah, I just thought I made this video. I think it was something that I needed to address. And I think that, I have complete trust in GDQ, and I knew they were going to make the right decision. And just to see that those kind of accusations against GDQ, it was just very, very scary. And I feel like something needed to be said about it. Just please be careful, guys, on the things that you say and the accusations you make. And yeah, I don't want to see speedrunning going down that path. And it's very scary. It's a very scary path. And with that said, hopefully this video helped. Hopefully you guys see my point of view. And well, I won't be surprised if people start jumping down my throat and calling me this and that. But again, if they watch the video and understand what I'm trying to say, they'll understand. But hopefully this is helpful in some way. And I just want to say, please be careful in what you say. Love you.